Well, let's take our Bibles to 2 Samuel chapter number 22. We're going to look at one verse this morning, verse number 36. We're back in our promises, and in case you didn't realize, this is promise 109. We have had 109 promises so far, and this one's interesting. I like this promise because it's one of those ones where you don't realize it as much as you read it. You don't realize that it is a promise, but what's interesting is that God promises that his gentleness will enlarge your life, that his gentleness will enlarge your life. In fact, let me look at the verse with you. Verse number 36, chapter number 22, and I think this is going to help you. So scan down to verse number 36. Watch what it says. Thou hast also given me the shield of thy salvation, and thy gentleness hath made me great. And so we have this statement at the end. It's the gentleness of the Lord that made David great. And so what that really means is that David could see that God's promise to be with him and to strengthen him really it played out differently than maybe he would have imagined, or even that we would imagine. Sometimes we think of it as God finally gives us power so we can conquer our enemies. Well, that all happened, but it wasn't the military strategy or strength to fight and conquer that made him great. David discovered that God's gentleness is what gave him the greatest advantage over others. Pagan kings can conquer. There's a lot of conquering going on out there. Sinful men that don't even honor God claim to have victories all the time. And so it can't be just the strength to have a victory, but only God deals with his own with gentleness. And what he really means by that gentleness is salvation, that God deals with us with incredible gentleness. Think about this. We are hopelessly lost sinners when Christ reaches out to us and calls us into a relationship with him. He doesn't like slap us down and force us around or be rude to us and mean to us. He does just enough to get our attention, and then he loves us into the kingdom. The Bible tells us that God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever would believe in him would not perish but have everlasting life. And so it's not about God's brute strength given to us to go out and be brutes. It's that gentleness of loving us and calling us into salvation that is our greatest victory, our greatest enlargement in life. And so God's grace and mercy are our greatest promised rewards. Let that sink in as you live out today, that you are a blessed person because God's gentleness has been displayed for you and it's resting on you. The greatest enlargement you could ever experience in your life is to be one of God's kids. Let that sink in. Have a great day.